The following podcast may contain adult language and an abundance of salt. So get ready, nerds, because we're talking Peacemaker season finale. It's cow or never. Welcome, everybody, and thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode of the Salty Nerd Podcast, where we talk about Peacemaker. It is the season finale, the moment we've all been waiting for, and I'm joined, as always, by my fantastic panel of nerds. Matt Vader is here. What's up, dude?
Hey, man. I'm good.
You enjoying the show?
I'm all technology.
I know. You got like an iPad, a phone going on, Twitter Spaces.
I know. I feel kind of special right now.
Yeah, you're almost at his level.
He came with his own cell tower.
I don't have a camera switcher over here, or a whatever other shit he's got going on over there. But yeah.
Also joining us, Jude.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. Matthew Kadish, the producer of the show.
Yeah, I loved the season finale. It was actually, I think HBO Max released some numbers that like this broke all types of records for the streamer. So this is guaranteed to get a season 2 now. They announced it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there was like a weird part where like both James Gunn and John Cena were like kind of like arguing about like where to go for season 2, and if they couldn't kind of settle on something, they weren't going to do it. But I guess they ended up working things out, and so we're definitely getting the season 2 Peacemaker.
You know, a truckload of money will change a lot of minds.
Would for me.
All right, guys. So you guys know the deal. We're going to break down this episode in detail, and it's going to be very spoiler heavy. So if you haven't watched the season finale yet, go check it out and then come back and watch this video. But before we get into it, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, if you are looking for a brand new mobile game to check out, go to saltynerd.com/DC and download Dragon Champions. It is a dope-ass mobile game that is completely free to play. You guys can grab onto it and hop in there and try to beat Kadish on a PvP basis. He is like the masterclass level 84, and it's almost impossible to beat him. So I'm challenging you right now. Go download Dragon Champions. Earn your way up to his level and then challenge him. And I want to see a live stream.
I really wish it was impossible to beat me in that game. I get beat daily.
Why don't you tell people a little bit about the game?
I haven't even found him in the game yet. He's so high level.
You're not allowed to.
Probably wouldn't let me in his guild anyway.
The game's like, you're not
ready for this. Kadish, why don't you tell people about your favorite mobile game?
Yeah, it's called Dragon Champions. I've been playing it since launch. It's kind of a fantasy setting, almost like World of Warcraft. And they got all these different heroes because it's a hero collector game. And basically, you unlock these heroes and you upgrade them. You give them better skills and better armor and stuff like that. And the whole goal is to increase the heroes enough so that you can create teams that can then fight against other players and other challenges within the game, which unlocks even more heroes and more gear and all that good stuff. It's a very addictive game, but it's also very casual. It's easy to pick up and put down. And they really like our show, and they agreed to support us. And so like we would like to kind of sing their praises and get the game out there because it's free to play. You don't have to spend any money to download it or install it or play it unless you want to, because there are some microtransactions, but it's not required.
Yep. And if you guys head over to the general settings into the promo code area, type in Salty, and you guys will get a leg up. You get some extra gold, a couple more pieces, and a special character that comes along with that. So head over there, check out Dragon Champions. All right. Matthew Kadish, take it away, sir. What is this episode all about?
All right, so season 1, episode 8, it's Cow or Never. We pick up with Project Butterfly headed to the cow farm and their stolen mobile veterinary vehicle. Leota is trying to apologize to Peacemaker for setting him up, but Peacemaker and Vigilante don't want to hear their excuses, farting every time she tries to apologize to them. With their mouths, actually. Farting with their mouths.
Listen, I'm trying to...
I love that kind of humor, dude. I'm sorry. Fart humor just makes me laugh.
I love when Peacemaker's like, you were saying, and then he's like...
It's very Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah,
like that's the kind of like Jim Carrey humor.
Is that why we like this show?
I think, yeah.
Because James Gunn brings out the 10-year-olds in us. It's like, you farted.
You farted. And then he tricked her into talking and he farted again.
He says a lot of bad words. But it's humorous. It's funny.
Seriously, that's like lowest common denominator.
That's why we like it.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think that's why I like it.
I think it is.
The humor really stems from the fact that like our main characters are just incredibly juvenile. Because like other characters are like adults, and then like you have Peacemaker and Vigilante just acting like, you know, spoiled brats. most of the time. Anyway, Peacemaker is feeling betrayed because he thought Leota was his friend, and Leota feels he's being a bit judgy considering he's a killer. Peacemaker reveals that when his brother died, he made a vow he'd only kill in the name of peace so that no one would ever die for no reason like his brother did.
Very sad.
Mm-hmm.
I get bummed out every time he talks about his brother.
This is so heart-wrenching. He loved his brother so much. And his father's such a shitball.
Oh, I'm so glad he's dead.
He forced him into this situation and then blamed him for it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Dirtbag.
Yep. What happens next, Kadish?
All right. Leota tries to tell Peacemaker that his brother's death wasn't his fault and to stop letting the childhood trauma define who he is. Vigilante chides them both for ruining a good time he was having after murdering Peacemaker's dad and making fart jokes. When the group arrives at the farm, Leota calls her mom, Amanda Waller, to warn her about the severity of the butterfly invasion and to ask her to call in the Justice League. Waller asks if they have time to wait, but since the cow can be teleported to parts unknown at any time, the team can't just sit around waiting for backup.
Yep.
Yep, that happened. Let's just get to the good part.
Well, you know what's funny is in like all these superhero shows, they're like whenever there's a huge crisis, you're like, why don't they just call in like the Avengers or the Justice League? And here, like they actually do that, and they're just like, oh, can you wait because they're busy doing something else,
or they're just like super far away. Yeah.
I love that they're giving you like the behind the scenes of that kind of stuff, though.
I was just gonna say, I mean, you do always kind of wonder what all these B and D and C level superheroes are doing out there when Superman could just come in and fuck everything up, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
it also
if Superman and Wonder Woman were on the case, we wouldn't have needed an entire series of shows to take care of this.
no, not at all. But I also wonder like why they didn't tell the Justice League that there was like an alien invasion happening. Like, is that not newsworthy to them?
Probably another alien invasion happening.
I mean, that's the whole issue I have with superhero worlds.
Mm-hmm.
That it's like the Earth isn't that big. Okay, it's just not. And for there to have this many superheroes in the world, it's the same thing with the Marvel universe, right? It's like I don't want to live on that planet where they need this many superheroes to be constantly saving the planet every freaking day.
Yeah,
because someday they're gonna fail and the Earth's just gonna implode. You know, it's crazy.
That's what I like about the Boys universe, where it's like, okay, you're in charge of this city, you're in charge of this city, and they're like, I got Cleveland.
Yeah, it feels very localized.
Yeah.
It feels like they have a limited range, whereas like
you work with like the law.
Yeah, but in
that
in the
city.
DC, especially in like the big time movies, the blockbusters and stuff, it's like it's always a world ending event.
Yeah,
That's why it's like kind of like in Marvel, right? It's like Thor gets called in for a like apocalyptic level events. You know, we got Spider-Man that can deal with the jewel heists and the bank robberies
after history class.
Yeah, you know, it's just so funny to me. It's like, and then we got the Defenders and their little silly powers.
God, that show is terrible.
And, you know,
I'm still upset about the Defenders.
what level of superpowers makes you a what tier of superhero-ness?
Yeah,
You know, that's the whole kind of question. I've always wondered that, even when I was a little kid.
What would our super team name be if we were a super team?
ours.
Yeah,
What would our
if we had
powers be?
superpowers.
Yeah,
Start with the name.
I don't know. We'll have to talk. We'll have to discuss this
I don't
later.
That gives no fucks. I feel like your superpower would be to literally throw salt at people. It's like superpowered salt that can destroy you.
We would
It will dehydrate you.
we would all be
You like mummify people with your salt.
we would all be contracted through Lee's Liquor. So it's like
We'd be like Hitchcock, or what's that guy's
my
name?
God.
Hancock.
If any supervillains took down a liquor store, we'd be like,
We'd be
"On
there.
it.
Yeah.
somebody.
We will defend you.
Hey, guys, all the liquors hung up on a boat outside the harbor.
It's a crisis. It's a crisis. All the liquors off the West Coast.
Yeah, we protect the supply chains of the liquor stores.
Yeah. By the way, all the liquor today is represented by Liquor World on Cactus. I'm not joking.
Hey,
it's
man.
called Liquor World.
There's a lot of booze stores in Las Vegas. In fact, this town is so funny. I mean, this is a little bit of a tangent.
Yeah, go for it.
But recently, you guys know Lee's Liquor.
Right. Yeah.
Lee's Liquor is huge here in this town. So
Great sales.
Unfortunately, the longtime owner
Oh yeah.
of the senior Lee died last year.
Uh-huh.
And then shockingly, just a couple months ago, his son
Was in a car accident.
Was in a car accident.
Oh God, I didn't
and
know
passed
that.
away.
Oh,
so
no.
we've lost both the senior leads in a year. This town went into mourning like it was the president of the United States. It was wild. I'm like, you know, it's a sad thing, but this town runs on booze.
Oh,
They're a local hero, dude. Lee's Discount Liquor.
They
much so.
have the best. What are those billboards? They have the best billboards.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you live here, you know what I'm talking about. It was just in being a non-desert dweller. I've been here 10 years, so I've always been kind of interested in that. But when these two guys passed away, it was like a huge thing.
That's really sad.
Yeah, and it was just, but yeah, it just, I don't know.
Their billboards were always so tongue-in-cheek. They would be like the father and son, and it would be like Lee's Liquor, and it would be like subtitled Liquor. I don't even know her.
Yeah, just weird.
They have the funniest billboards.
This is just a weird little tangent, but yeah.
But I do like Liquor World.
Yeah, Liquor World, liquor in the front. Party in the front, liquor. What is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No.
Party in the front.
No.
Liquor in the rear. What? I don't know.
Poker in the rear.
Oh, that's the shocker. Shocker. Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
With 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. What is that?
Okay.
It's like patron content, bro. It's okay.
I don't know. This might stay. This
Well,
is,
you know, after
this is
last
Peacemaker.
week, after what you left in the show last, I was embarrassed. Okay, I'm hosting. I'm literally hosting the premiere, right? And the C word fucking comes out in like 4 times, right? And I'm like, oh Jesus. And I'm like texting out, dude, were you drinking when you edited this?
I was like, it was too funny to take out.
I was like, I'm apologizing in the live chat. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we said the C word so many times. It was awful. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
It was already a fucked up episode. It was like we only did 2 movies. We were just off the rail the entire time.
Well, this is why we never get monetized. Because we say the C word 77,000 times. Yeah, it was funny.
I love you, you cunts.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. Let's get back to work. All right. All right, Kadish, take it away. What happens
I didn't
next?
mean to derail.
All right. The group hides at the perimeter of the farm and starts taking stock of Peacemaker's various helmets. Peacemaker explains there's a helmet for breathing underwater, a helmet for giving people scabies, an anti-gravity helmet, a sonic blast helmet, and finally, a human torpedo helmet that turns whoever's wearing it into a human torpedo. Leota comes up with a plan to use the 3 to 4 charges of the sonic blast helmet that has left to get it on top of the barn and use it to destroy the cow. However, while explaining her idea, she accidentally activates the anti-gravity helmet and it floats away, along with their only chance of covertly getting the sonic blast helmet to their target. After bad-mouthing Green Arrow and his My Little Pony fetish, and confirming Aquaman has sex with fish, they decide to try to get Eagly to drop the sonic boom helmet on top of the barn. Unfortunately, Eagly doesn't understand English, so he drops the helmet on the far side of the barn's perimeter, forcing the group to go look for it.
All right, so listen. First off, I got 2 comments. Poor design on the helmet that is not voice.
That's what I was going to say.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it should be voice pattern recognized.
Yes.
So like,
Thank you.
not just anybody can activate it. And number 2, Aquaman has sex with fish.
I don't know. I'm not really a big.
Okay, so he comes from mer people, and are they considered fish?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
This part of the show triggered so many nerds. It was unbelievable to me.
I get it though. Like you're trying to make Aquaman. It's Jason freaking Momoa for Christ's sake, right? And you're trying to make him into this badass. They've been working on making him a badass
Hey man,
since then.
If it's warm
You don't
and wet,
have to work so hard at getting Momoa to look like a badass. First of all,
Aquaman as a character has been kind of a joke for a long time.
for sure.
And like Jason Momoa coming in and being like Jason freaking Momoa as
and
Aquaman.
everybody was like, he don't look like the comics.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay to race swap that one. It's fine.
sometimes you just want to stick it in something.
Oh, you're so weird, bro.
It's apple pies.
You've never just randomly
Whatever.
stuck it in something?
Yeah,
No.
like a hole in the wall.
A cold fucking fish. Like
whatever.
what?
So
Couch cushions?
one of the things I love about how James Gunn kind of handles these things is he makes every superhero ridiculous.
Yes.
There is no sacred idol in in James Gunn's DC universe. It's like we had Batmite, we had the whole thing about Batman not killing his rogues gallery. We have Aquaman fucking fish. We had Green Arrow having a My Little Pony brawny fetish.
And I think it's so fun because it like puts into perspective, like we are unpowered just humans being like, well, if you became a fish guy, would you fuck it? Well, and it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna stick.
Also, it's kind of funny because in every kind of community, whether it be like the YouTube community or, professional football or like whatever, the people who are in that community always have like weird, crazy things about the people who are at the top, and they just talk about like, I saw him cheat on his wife one day or like something like that, so like they're always talking about these weird things, and it's something that's very relatable. So like you'd think in the superhero community, especially considering the level that Peacemaker's at, like he like, oh yeah, like I heard from this supervillain that Aquaman does this.
And I love it when they're like, no, that's true.
Economos is sitting there. It's like, that's the first thing he said I actually believe.
I just think it's a fun way to bring like the people that are on such high pedestals, like back down to a real human level.
I also love how like they were trying to tell Eagly what to do.
Oh, and they were just like, drop it off at the barn. And he just flies the opposite direction.
Like, good Eagly, bad Eagly.
I don't know. I kind of think I would have like made him hit the target just to like freak everybody out.
What do you mean?
Like I would have thought it would have been funny if the helmet had hit the target.
Oh, it would have worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, you can only subvert expectations so many times,
but
right?
But you see Diebeard literally shitting his pants.
but it's kind of funny because like they're treating Eagly like Lassie, where it's like, come on, boy, like show us where like the well is.
It's like, no, it's still just a bird.
I need an Eagly t-shirt.
His brain is this big, you guys.
Well, I don't know. Is it consistent though? Because the last episode they were like, get him Eagly, and he like ripped people's faces off.
That came from Eagly's heart, which is this big.
It's different to tell an animal to attack and train them to do that than it is to like just all of a sudden say like, okay, pick up this helmet, fly it to here, and drop it off.
Go down Apple Street, turn left at the CBD store.
That's the line. That's too much to ask.
He's not MapQuest.
Like,
I guess.
Let's have Siri do it.
Yeah, you're so old. The hell
I'm 483 years old.
It's been 83 years.
That quest is the best. True that. Double true.
If it weren't for my pulse, none of my drinks would be shaken the right way. Oh my God. That's horrible. Take that out. Don't say that. Don't let me say that. Take that out.
Oh no, it's staying. That's what they do.
I stand by it.
I'm kind of
shaken, not stirred.
Jesus Christ! What the fuck, dude?
No, take it out. Take it out. Please take it out.
If I do this, well, does that work? No. That's the universal sign for I need a refill.
Go fucking get one.
Listen, Jude, you are no longer allowed to criticize Vader on what he makes fun of. Okay? That's a free fucking pass right there.
I almost spit that out. And that is a waste of alcohol.
Holy shit.
God damn it. Jude. God damn it,
Jude. You made Alex cry again.
I can't believe Jude said that. I would expect him to say that shit, not you.
I was like, I guess they don't need me anymore.
This is my villain origin story. I just realized I'm a bad person.
I'm worried about Vader canceling us, and you're over here going, my palsy shakes my drink for me.
It's a working, capable.
Parkinson's is good for something.
It's so much worse.
Oh, God, dude. What the fuck?
I'm a bad person.
We're in trouble. We're canceled.
Am I fired?
Can we get Michael J. Fox to come on the
show? You're no longer on the ethics community. You're done.
Oh, God.
Okay, let me get my shit together.
Sorry.
The show where we make fun of people who shake.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up.
I'm on my period. I'm all fucked up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
God.
Oh, she pulled the P card on that day.
That is not a get out of jail free card.
No, it is. It is. I throw down my P card, my dot card.
Yeah, the dot card. Exactly.
I get one pass. I'm using it now.
Your lady brain didn't know what you were saying.
For my dot.
We haven't even been
I
drinking
get
hardly.
one pass
We've
for
got one
each
drink.
dot.
Okay. My face is all swollen and shit.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so as the team searches for the Sonic Blast helmet, the butterflies get closer to readying the teleporter that will move the cow to their eastern base. While out in the woods, Peacemaker begins seeing the ghost of his dead racist father, who says his body may be gone, but the rest of him is permanently in Peacemaker's mind. Harcourt comes across Peacemaker arguing with his dead father as he uses his blowgun to kill the mental image of his dad. It just so happens that Augie's ghost was right where the Sonic Boom helmet was, and Harcourt recovers it. Peacemaker then kills one of the policemen so he can use the outfit to disguise Diebeard. Diebeard is the only member of the team that the butterflies won't recognize, and he goes undercover to smuggle the Sonic Blast helmet into the barn.
I was way more excited about Diebeard going on a mission than I thought I was going to be.
Yeah, me too.
And they never miss an opportunity to like throw shade at him too. Even after he does that, and we haven't gotten there yet, but he's like, they're like, you're our only hope. And he's like, fuck, man, come on. and he has to walk in with his diarrhea pants.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
The
that was
diarrhea, that's the worst. It's like, just so you
They're
know, we don't really talk about it a whole lot, but some people like shit themselves when
when they die. Yeah.
It's like, oh, I got poop pants, or what did he call them? Diarrhea
I
pants?
don't know.
Yeah, because he was like,
At least they were brown.
he was like, I don't want to
Yeah.
walk in diarrhea pants.
Well, he washed them out.
Well, and then Peacemaker's like, I didn't say they were diarrhea pants. It's just that, like, when people die, they lose control of their bowels. And Diebeard's like, was it diarrhea? And he's like,
yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I don't want to do that when I die. I just want to die.
Well,
I don't want to.
Well, then I guess chop your ass off.
It's like just like empty.
That's how he's going to go out. He's going to chop his ass off so it doesn't happen.
When I get older, I'm just gonna like make sure I don't eat like 12 hours before I go to sleep. And I
Just plug it up.
is this a conversation that we're having right now?
I guess I don't know. It's like I don't want to like do that. That
Okay.
sounds terrible.
Give yourself the shocker.
What happens next, Kadish?
Well, I did want to address that. So it was interesting that Peacemaker's dad was appearing as a ghost.
Yes.
And also the fact that James Gunn brought in the blow dart, because apparently like the Peacemaker in the comics, like one of his weapons is like a blow dart. So like they actually like incorporated that into the show. I thought that was interesting, but it's also interesting that like, so you'd think after he killed his dad, it's like, okay, that's the end of the character, but it appears like this is how they're going to kind of continue to carry.
He's gonna be like this haunting ghost for the rest of the life.
the racist
Oh,
He's
ghost.
gonna be the devil on his shoulder every time he wants to do
He's
something.
gonna be like banging some chick, and his dad's gonna be there.
Oh no!
Literally sitting on his shoulder, like,
oh yeah, give it to her.
like lumber.
Go, yeah. Oh,
Is that the best you could do, pussy?
You're terrible.
He's
You
gonna
do
be his
it
little,
better.
He's gonna be his little shoulder Lumberg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, I
I have
can't
a
even
question.
imagine.
The blow dart thing, is that just like an unconscious dart, or is that like a death dart?
I think it's a death dart.
Is
I'm
it?
pretty
Okay.
sure it's a
I don't
death
think
dart.
Peacemaker has any unconscious
Yeah,
things. I think
I
they're
don't
all
think so
death
either.
things.
Yeah, remember
okay.
he kills his rogues gallery.
You know,
Good point.
he'd
Okay.
eat a beach of dicks for peace. You
No,
know,
he'd
so
suck a beach of dicks.
that's that what women and children for peace or whatever. It's like it's so weird.
Yeah, I'd suck a whole beach full of dicks
For liberty.
For liberty.
Peace.
Yeah.
Slurpee Beach.
All right. What happens?
Somebody's
next?
gonna cut that out, right? Put it on Twitter. Kadish said he'd suck a whole beach
Oh
of dicks.
my gosh! I hate what this show does to
As
you
long
guys.
as it's for liberty.
You guys, we're going down to suck a bunch of dicks beach. You coming?
Yeah, I am.
Well,
I bet you
at
are.
some point, yes.
Okay, let's move on now.
This
right.
is the episode your mom's gonna watch.
I know, right? What's this Peacemaker you're watching?
Is
Oh,
it,
no.
Is it any wonder this is the most popular show on
Where's that
streaming?
beach?
I want to suck some dick.
God damn it.
Did you just do an impression of Alex's mom?
Always just
What the hell,
one
dude?
little too far.
Booze.
Oh my God, you can't give this guy anything. Jin is also out now.
Jin makes him.
He asked for tequila at the beginning of the day, and I was like, no, because I want to look over and see your dick out.
Rubbing my dick.
For liberty.
So I gave him gin, and now he's just doing impressions of Alex's mom. Getting it.
I apologize. I am so sorry. That just came out of my face. Dicks for peace.
I'm gonna bake you guys bread in the shape of dicks, and they're gonna be called pea sticks.
I'm so
And
sorry.
we're gonna pour syrup on them.
I'm so sorry.
We haven't even started drinking. It's crazy.
Oh,
Oh, I've been drinking for a while. Are you not drinking?
I've had one drink.
okay. What
All right,
happens next?
Okay, so a nervous Diebeard gets stopped by Detective Fitzgibbons, who asks what he's doing. When Diebeard tells him that he's going inside the barn because of his bag, Fitzgibbons is like, okay, and sends him on his way. Diebeard makes it down to the scaffold in the underground cave, but when he sees the giant kaiju-like cow, he freaks out, drops the helmet, and runs away. Before he can get far, Fitzgibbons stops him again and asks about his strange beard. Diebeard is forced to admit the truth. He really does dye his beard because he thought it would help him get a girlfriend, and he never knew how ridiculous it made him look because no one ever told him until Peacemaker started picking on him.
This was so sad.
I know.
I felt terrible
Such a moment.
for this poor guy. Also, I'm a little irritated that this is like the only character development that Peacemaker got in this show was he realized how much of a dick he was being to Diebeard.
Well, that's important.
I guess
He's so oblivious.
No.
that's not the only.
No.
That's what's changed.
Everything he went through with his dad
Oh, yeah.
and his brother.
He's
that
always
has
wanted.
come
He's
to
always
light.
hated his dad.
Yeah,
That's not true. He loved his dad.
Yeah, he was obsessed with his dad.
I think he was lying to himself.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Peacemaker from the end of Suicide Squad movie to what we are now at the end of the show is completely different
You
character.
think so?
He's a hero now.
Yeah. He was still
Yeah.
killing anyone for peace. And he has the opportunity at the end of this episode to kill everyone for peace.
Well, a lot of this also had to do with the fact that, like, so Peacemaker was always a loner. He basically lived by this vow that he made to make sure that, no one would ever die without cause again. And by the time we get to the end of this episode, like, he chooses to put his feelings for people he cares about over his vow. And, to say that Peacemaker doesn't have a character development, I don't agree.
Yeah, and he's been living by this vow that he made when he was, 9 years old? And now he's a 40-year-old man, and he's like, maybe I should put that into perspective. Like, that's growth.
Okay. I don't know. I don't see much of a change in him, except for he has friends now. It's like the biggest thing.
I did like that part where Economos, like, he's asked, like, why are you going into the barn? He's like, because of this bag. And they're just like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Harcourt's like, I can't believe that worked.
That was funny.
All right. What happens next?
All right, so before he can get away, one of the butterflies finds the Sonic Blast helmet and reveals Diebeard as an imposter. As Diebeard is about to get captured by the butterflies, Leota activates the Sonic Blast helmet, which levels the barn and distracts the attackers. As the butterflies rush back to the barn, Leota uses another Sonic Blast to kill a bunch of them and further destabilize the cave the cow is in. Leota uses the final 2 Sonic charges to start collapsing the cow cave. The group suits up for a final assault on the butterflies, and Leota and Diebeard stay behind as Peacemaker, Harcourt, and Vigilante attack the aliens. Peacemaker sees Goff head down to the cow cave and goes after her, while Harcourt and the Vigilante hold off the remaining aliens.
Anybody else feel bad for the cow?
A little bit.
Oh no.
The cow was kind
I
of.
actually think they went soft on the cow.
I can't wait to get the oversized cow Funko Pop. It's gonna be awesome.
I can't wait for that for you. I feel bad for the cow. He's just like strapped to the ceiling of this cave. Like, does the cow want to be feeding all of these butterflies? Has anybody asked the cow what it wants?
I wanted them to blow
And
it
then we
up.
just kill the cow?
Best part of the episode was Hardcore and Vigilante going hard, like just full ham. And did you guys notice that moment where he pulls out his Peacemaker pulls out the gun and it's got the engraved
Yes.
freaking dove,
Yes.
and he just kind of
And
looks
he,
at
like,
it.
Yeah, and he gives it like a
Yeah,
little caress.
like a little Lucky Charm thing. That was a cool moment. I like that moment a lot. It was a nice team building thing.
Gotta
But
have his thing on his weapons.
Yeah,
man.
I get it.
And they gave it to him, and
Yeah.
I think that was the moment. That was the important moment. Like he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, you guys."
They care about
and
it.
they play the theme song as they go into
Yeah,
battle.
yeah, that was the best use of this theme song. I hate the opening credits of this song. I'm so
Oh, I
sorry,
love
guys. I fast forward every time.
It's like, what is this thing?
I'm just like, oh, it's so cringy. But then when they pulled that opening credits song and they turn it into this like epic freaking, like battle charge, I was like, okay, that's.
I
Yeah.
hope they have a whole new dance sequence for the opening of
Oh,
season
I'm
2.
sure they will.
Well, I think James Gunn came out and said that the reason he chose that song because it's called "Do You Want to Taste It?"
Mhm.
And so when you get orifice, the butterflies go in through the mouth, and so like that's the taste that the song is
Whoa.
referring to.
Ew,
So
that's gross.
Yuck. Speaking of getting orificed,
Whoa.
let's find out what happens next.
Yeah, go ahead, Kadish.
I thought you were gonna say "Beach Full of Dicks." I was like, missed opportunity.
I mean, who hasn't been there?
All right, so on his way down to the cave, the scaffolding breaks, sending Peacemaker falling to the bottom and covered in an avalanche of rocks. Topside, Vigilante and Harcourt both get shot. Seeing their teammates fall, Leota grabs some guns and rushes to the rescue as Diebeard trips, breaking his leg. It looks like Harcourt is going to be killed and orificed by a butterfly until Leota makes it to her and kills the butterfly, saving Harcourt's life. Harcourt sends Leota after Peacemaker as Diebeard gives her the human torpedo helmet.
Human torpedo.
I hate this thing.
You don't like the human
It's
torpedo?
so stupid.
The human torpedo?
Yeah.
You're against?
I didn't
You
like
are
it.
anti-human torpedo.
I like the freaking shockwave helmet. That thing's dope.
Were you in favor of the scabies helmet?
That was way better.
I
That would have been
I
cool.
would have liked to seen it in action.
The scabies
Yeah, that would
helmet?
have been funny.
Yeah.
Season 2. Something to live for.
Yeah.
Where's the anti-gravity helmet go? Just float away?
Floated up and
Yeah.
it's in orbit.
Like Superman's going to grab
fucking
it?
Leota said, "You'll activate the helmet," and it's not.
She said, "Activate anti-gravity."
Anti-gravity, and
helmet.
it just floats away, and Vigilante's like sitting there looking at it, watching it go up. I don't know. I
I
just
blame Vigilante for that scene.
we're gonna get into it in a minute, but there's a reason why I didn't like the human torpedo thing, and we'll get into it.
Okay.
Oh, because she's supposed to like break every bone in her body, and she didn't, and you're upset.
Well, that's one of the things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know that. So in this sequence where Vigilante gets shot and he's like, "Oh man!" and then like as he's falling down, he like just kind of casually throws this knife behind him and like,
Vigilante is the fucking coolest.
Listen, I did not like this character. I think I called him a Deadpool ripoff, which he kind of is still, but
Sure.
he's by far my favorite character in the show.
I like him better than Deadpool.
Yeah. No, I don't know about that, but I like him better than Peacemaker in
I
this show.
don't want to know him personally because I think he would just decide he doesn't like me one day and then fucking murder me.
Mhm.
But like, if I were invisible and he didn't know where I was, I would love this guy.
but like on the way to the farm, like he was talking about like how it was the best day ever because he got to murder like Peacemaker's dad, and he was making fart
Yeah,
noises.
He's such a psychopath,
Yeah.
sociopath.
But then like when Harcourt started getting shot up, I was just like, oh, because it was pretty brutal.
Oh my
But,
god, it
yeah.
was so tough.
Well, yeah, they
And
went out.
I was convinced that like she was gonna die.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to kill her.
Yeah.
That fucking butterfly.
What's up?
Just really quick before Kadish moves on, I just want to make a comment in our Discord, saltinerdiscord.com.
You better call her crochet, not crotchet.
No. JT is actually live chatting in our general chat
Oh, whoa.
through
nice.
spaces as we go along. So if you
Thank
go to our
you.
Discord and you're listening to our spaces, you can actually comment along with what we're doing on the show in our general chat. It's just kind of a new thing I just kind of like figured out.
That's
that
pretty
people
dope.
can comment as we're speaking.
Nice.
So I'm monitoring both things and
Look at you.
yeah, kind of
at
cool
you over there.
I'm multitasking. So yeah, that's kind of fun.
you
So
big
yeah,
man.
we got a live chat with our spaces
There you go.
in
Yeah.
Discord. That's kind of neat.
So also Leota turned into a badass in the scene, saving
Oh
Harcourt's
my
life.
god. She has, speaking of Deadpool, she has some trigger aim.
Yeah.
It's convenient.
I also thought it was funny how
She
like,
is not-
Economos like broke his leg after saying like, like
Oh,
my
that.
chopped liver.
Dude, that looks so painful. It had like bones
Oh my
sticking
God.
out. And
Yeah.
I was like,
That
oh,
was traumatizing.
oh, God, can you imagine if your freaking tibia just pops out of your leg?
Oh,
Well,
I've seen it in real life.
Oh,
It sucks.
It was also funny because Harcourt told Leota, it's like, like if we fail, like you're our only hope. And Economos is like, dude, what the fuck? What am I? And then like he just proves how worthless he is.
It's like we all have that one friend that traumatized us when we were little kids on the playground.
Yeah.
Who broke his leg on the seesaw or teeter totter or whatever. when we were in grade school.
I didn't have that
And
friend.
Boom,
But
is
that
sticking
sounds
out.
horrifying.
Oh God, yeah, it happened all the
I
time.
am excited that you had friends.
Oh Jesus! Oh, I had a lot of friends. I'm a very popular guy.
I didn't have that friend.
What happens next?
All right, so as Leota makes her way down to the cave, Goff finds Peacemaker and the two fight. Leota tries to human torpedo Goff, but completely misses and knocks herself out. Goff tells Peacemaker that she doesn't want to hurt him and asks him to follow her. As Goff takes Peacemaker to the cow and tries to convince him to help them, she says that the butterflies took a vow to save humans from making the same mistakes they did, which destroyed their planet. The butterflies need to take over Earth because humans are too stupid and ignorant to make the right decisions themselves. The butterflies are determined to save humanity and the Earth no matter how many lives they have to take to do it. Peacemaker realizes this is eerily similar to the vow he made, and though he can relate to the butterflies, he decides to activate Leota's human torpedo helmet and shoot her into the cow like a bullet, killing the creature. He then finishes off Captain Locke and Detective Song, though the Goff butterfly survives.
All right, so people who watch our show know we typically try to stay away from politics, but I'm just going to say something real quick.
So fucking nervous when this was happening.
I was watching it. I'm going, oh my God, the butterflies are Democrats.
I would more accurately call them leftists.
They were like hardcore, like freaking, oh my God, climate change. Like the alarmists and stuff.
James Gunn has successfully made alt-right and far left the polar
enemies, the bad guys in the show. Yeah,
it is now a galactic fight.
Like the two main bad guys in the show are allegories for the far left and the far right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And our hero is a hardcore extremist libertarian. So James Gunn basically successfully lampooned the entire political spectrum in one show.
It's fucking brilliant.
Listen, man, well freaking done.
Well
I will
played.
give it. So the first 3 episodes, I told you guys I didn't like how many freaking boxes they checked. I thought they were going to go. But I did say, I think in one of the reviews, I was like, all right, this show, I will give this show the opportunity to change my mind.
Mm-hmm.
This changed my mind. I was like, okay, it came full circle. They're making fun of both sides, and well done. Congratulations. They pulled it off.
Yeah, he basically, his message is extremism, no matter what side you're on, is dangerous and ridiculous.
I will admit, when this scene was happening, I was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no, fuck you, butterfly. I was like, oh, man.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm watching. I'm like, oh, we're going to get beat over the head with this freaking message. Here we go.
Yeah.
And then Peacemaker just freaking kills her. And I'm like,
great.
oh, okay.
My man.
I'm just so used to getting like, here's your message.
Yeah, exactly.
That I was like, when it, like, this didn't seem like that kind of show.
Yeah.
And then the last episode, I was like, fuck. They waited until the last episode when I'm committed. And then I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Which also brings into question, like,
nice job. Well played.
Judo master, when he's like, the butterflies aren't what you think.
Yeah.
So that means he's on their side.
Yeah.
So when he,
oh yeah, because she was like, you'll join us. I just bit my tongue. You'll join us just like Judo Master did.
Yeah.
So like when we see him, I was like, oh fuck you,
Yeah.
Judo Master, with your stupid hot Cheetos.
Well, also I thought it was kind of interesting because we all know that like James Gunn is kind of like left leaning, and the allegory for the leftism in this show is literally like an insect that burrows into your brain and kills you, and then makes you just like regurgitate like all these authoritarian policies.
Yeah, and puppet whatever they're saying. I got the allegory of like they're literally shoving their views down your throat, kind of a thing.
It's right there, but it was brilliant.
But at the same time, how many of us think that we know exactly what should happen, we know everything that should happen, and would make the same choice that they did?
Maybe.
Yeah, and ultimately, like, you know, Peacemaker choosing to, you know, complete the mission to save his friends, he's basically standing up for freedom, and in the sense that, like, you know, he may have just doomed the entire planet, but like that choice is ours to make it.
Yeah.
That's right.
And instead of killing everyone for peace, he kills them for freedom.
I love that.
I'll kill the shit out of you for freedom.
Freedom maker from now on, right?
All right, continue. Go ahead.
All right, so Peacemaker helps Leota back topside and meets up with a wounded vigilante and Diebeard. Peacemaker picks up the nearly dead Harcourt and starts taking her back to the mobile veterinary clinic when who should show up but the Justice League. Peacemaker gives them shit for showing up late after he's already done the hard work. He tells Aquaman to go fuck another fish, and Aquaman says that he's sick of that rumor, but when the Flash points out it's not a rumor, Aquaman tells Barry to go fuck himself.
So you got to talk about this cameo. This was a hell of a cameo.
Yeah.
I can only imagine that, like, because I know Jason Momoa is filming Aquaman 2 right now, or was.
He was already in the costume.
Yeah, I'm like, he was already probably like on set somewhere at WB or
They were
whatever.
like, hey, before you take that off, come over here real quick.
Yeah, we're gonna do like one quick scene.
We just need you to tell what's his face to fuck himself. That's
Yeah.
all you gotta do. It's really easy.
I'm sure he's like, oh, I'm down for that.
Fuck
So,
yourself.
so the great thing about this cameo is like when they show up, right? They're all in like shadow, and you think like, oh, that's all we're gonna see of them.
Right.
It's just stand-ins, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
not gonna be a big deal. And then when he walks by Aquaman, you realize that that's Jason Momoa, and then like Ezra Miller is the Flash right there. You're like, whoa, like that was like genuinely surprising.
I'm still mad at WB for not utilizing Henry Cavill as Superman. Like, if they don't get their shit together and use that dude as Superman for another movie at least, it's such a huge wasted opportunity. So I was
Okay,
bummed.
It might not be their fault. Like, he has a very busy
No,
World
no,
of
no,
Warcraft
no, no,
schedule.
wants to do
dude.
He wants to do
He
it.
is like he said literally. He said, "I still have the costume in my closet.
The dude-
Like, I'm waiting."
That's it.
Yeah, but he doesn't really answer his phone while he's playing World of Warcraft.
But you know, he is,
Warhammer 40K.
Yeah.
he is also the new Highlander. They're making a new
Are
Highlander.
they making a
I
Highlander?
am excited for that.
Whoa!
I'm actually,
Yeah.
for the first time in a long time, I'm kind of excited about a
Highlander movie?
a remake. They're relaunching the series from scratch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's Connor McLeod. I think.
So
So it
James
should be
Gunn
good.
said that while they were shooting this like cameo scene,
Mhm.
Ezra Miller just would go off on like these ad lib tangents, and apparently like they have like hours of footage of him just like
Hours?
yeah, hours just going off about like these weird bizarre ad libs. And James Gunn said like, you know, like if I could figure out a way to use this, I would. but as it stands, like it looks like he just has like one thing in
Yeah.
the show, but like apparently they shot like a ton of footage with him.
Oh wow. Okay.
Be in the
Bef-
collector's edition.
But
Blu-ray
maybe,
set.
yeah.
But it did seem to upset some people that they made Aquaman fucking fish canon in the DCEU.
Yeah, that's a little weird. That's a James Gunn thing though. Like, he would take it to that level. So I get it. I get it.
I get
If
it.
you're a huge Aquaman fan and you're like, man, he's making my hero out to be a joke. Like, I get it. I guess I'm not mad at you for thinking that.
No, not either.
But
Just occurred to me that people think that Aquaman is their favorite.
I know, right?
It was a good payoff to the joke that they set up earlier in
Sure.
the season.
yeah, set up and pay off.
Yeah.
Gunn's good at doing that.
But honestly, like, who wouldn't fuck a merm person?
Okay, Jude. Well, we're gonna move on real quick.
I totally
before we
would.
go down that
I
rabbit
totally
hole.
would.
Yeah,
Yeah, give me a mermaid.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah, you'd try
Whatever.
at least.
It's all good.
Merman.
And a lot of people consider them fishes.
Okay, sure. Yeah, well, I'm gonna take your word for that.
Clams. Whatever.
Whoa.
Clam lady.
One piece of salt that I have. God damn it. One piece of salt that I have for this is I wanted like a big, huge, epic finale for that freaking cow.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I wanted them to use the freaking, the sonic boom helmet to blow the cow up. And all we got was freaking Leota doing the stupid
Really?
human
Oh my God,
torpedo.
was awesome.
She was like a blow dart.
And she
in
just
that
like
thing. It was
pokes
so-
a hole in it and then it just dies. I'm like, come on, man. That's all we're going to get.
But when she like falls out of the cow
was
and it's
great.
like all the guts and stuff, she's like, oh my God.
I just,
That was so gross.
That was so funny.
I-
I
yeah,
thought it was
yeah,
good.
it was
I
really-
laughed my ass off when
Yeah.
that happened.
I don't know. I wanted like a big freaking.
I think that you think that this is an action show, but it's
think-
not.
I think
It's a-
I think James Gunn likes to insert heroes into giant creatures.
Oh yeah,
that-
like Starro.
Like he
Like Starro. He did the same thing
and
with
Batista.
just
Harley
like
Quinn.
Aquaman and fish.
Well, no, he did it with Batista in Guardians 2 when the first monster they fought. at
Oh,
the
that's
beginning.
right.
And
Yeah.
Batista's
And he's
inside,
sitting there
so-
going, "Ah!"
yeah, it's great. I think it's just a James Gunn.
He
thing.
likes goo and like, things that squish like
Slime.
fish.
Yeah, it's
Don't ever give James Gunn freaking Aquaman. There's gonna be some real weird
Oh,
scenes.
get eaten by a
it was
whale.
it was also a good payoff for the human torpedo thing.
for sure.
I didn't dig the human torpedo thing. I thought it was kind of dumb.
You'd rather
Well, all
if
of
it-
his helmets are dumb. I mean, that's the point.
Are you kidding me? That freaking sonic boom thing is dope.
I
Like, that's a
thought for
very useful
sure
tool.
You were gonna go. Are you kidding me? The fucking scabies helmet was dope.
Everyone within a 1 mile radius gets scabies, except,
Oh, it's like-
except for the person wearing the helmet.
I was
supposedly.
like, oh my God, that sounds terrible.
God.
That is a very successful helmet.
It's
I
like
don't
it's
know.
the-
I just wanted a little bit more
I wonder
for
if
this
they have
finale.
like a herpy helmet or something.
I'm sure they
Or-
have a whole ton of weird ass
Yeah.
helmets. I'm sure.
Yeah,
Is
but
it-
then you'd probably come across someone
the-
who's like, that has no power over me. And then you know too much.
It's like canker sore helmet.
That would suck.
All right.
Just
Activate canker store.
just have a thing on their lip. Shit, man.
Fuck.
It ruins all your quips that you're about to say to like your arch nemesis. You're like, I'm gonna suck you up.
You got a little herpy on your lip right there.
Peacemaker would be like,
Space
look,
herpes.
technically everybody has it.
All of your enemies just suddenly feel bad for you, and you're like, no, I'm still strong. I'm still very, very tough. They're like, oh, give him a break.
So gross.
Let him kill one of us. He's really pathetic.
Oh my God, this freaking show. All right, is there anything else that happens in this episode? Go ahead.
All right, at the Mount Rouge Health Center, Harcourt and Vigilante get the medical attention they need. Peacemaker asks Leota if she thinks that he killed the world by not siding with the butterflies, and Leota says that he may have, or he may have just allowed humans to make their own choices for better or worse. When Leota asks why Peacemaker chose not to help the butterflies, Peacemaker says he chose to protect his friends over his proto-fascist libertarian beliefs. Peacemaker finally accepts Leota's apology for betraying him, and with that, Leota goes off to do the right thing. She calls a press conference where she reveals the existence of Project Butterfly and that Peacemaker and Vigilante were framed, as well as exposing her mother and the existence of Task Force X, aka the Suicide Squad.
I thought that was a pretty big deal.
That was
Because that has some huge ramifications for
the DC
future movies in the DCU. Yeah. Because they are making a Suicide Squad 3, right?
I have no
I
idea.
think I saw something about them doing that. So that'll have ramifications.
Well, James Gunn is doing a second TV show that is a spinoff of the Suicide Squad,
Right.
or somehow related to it.
He's doing that and Peacemaker season 2?
Yes.
And Guardians of the Galaxy?
I love how Gunn is just like DC and Marvel.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just going to
collecting paychecks for both sides.
Right. Well, it's like, listen, man, pick a side. Okay.
Well, he's Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is going to be like his last Marvel movie and his last Guardians movie. And so after that's done, he's moving back to do the two DC
That's like
EU shows.
he's doing like a trilogy. That's his end cap for the Guardians.
It's like he's all,
Yeah.
I'll do this movie, but Disney fired me.
He's working.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd be a little salty about that.
He's working both sides, and you guys are salty about it. But I feel like he is the true peacemaker.
Yeah, I'm not that salty
Between all
about it.
sides.
I would love to see him take over all the DCEU and be kind of like the Kevin
Oh,
Feige
dude, you're
of it.
going to get some hate for that.
I'm sure I would,
dude.
but I think that he might be the right guy for the job.
You just cost us a couple patrons. To have it.
I would be like, his storytelling is on point. I believe he could probably pull it off that way, but I think he would inject too much of his own humor in like every movie. Like, I don't think James Gunn's humor can work in every freaking superhero movie.
The thing is that his sensibilities are so unique that it really makes like his DC stuff is so different from what we've seen from Marvel that it could make DC like stand out.
I mean,
think.
I wouldn't want to see a James Gunn Batman movie. But, take some, Weasel Boy movie or some shit. Fine. It'd be okay. I'd be all right with that. But,
I wouldn't want to, I don't know.
I would love to see a Justice League from James Gunn.
It would make everybody out to be a joke, though. I don't think that's needed.
I want him to redo the Defenders.
I mean, James Gunn, when he takes something seriously, he can take it seriously. I don't know if you ever saw Brightburn, but that was basically like the evil version of Superman's origin story. So I think he knows when it's appropriate to be kind of goofy and offbeat, and when it needs to be serious. And that's one of the reasons why I think he'd be good for the job.
So you're just talking about his storytelling ability of having an arc.
I think it works with a character like Peacemaker because, I mean, let's be
It's
real.
kind of a joke.
Nobody gives a shit about Peacemaker or 90% of the characters that were in Suicide Squad.
But how many people give a shit now and about Vigilante?
Which is why he can take a character like Peacemaker and make it his
Polka
own.
Man.
So,
Polka Dot Man was freaking dope in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, even the Guardians of the Galaxy, before he got his hands on them, they were D-level
for sure.
comic book characters. And so he's really good at taking these obscure comic book characters and turning them into something that's awesome.
He has a lot of room to play with too. I don't
uh-huh.
think you have that room with Superman and Batman and these A-level superheroes.
Well,
There's not a lot of space to run
You've
with.
got some rules you got to follow with those
The Justice League, the core Justice League characters are sacred to fans. You can't.
Remember that time when
Screw with
Zack
them a whole
Snyder
lot.
was like, Batman's the type of guy that would get raped in prison? You remember that? Or was it Superman?
No, it was Batman.
Was it Batman? Yeah, that was an obnoxious thing to say.
Yeah. I mean, all of us would be annoyed if you desecrate those characters to
Yeah. I mean, if
a
you
certain extent. I mean, people were mad about the Momoa line in this movie, and I can sort of understand it. I think they're being a little nitpicky because it was just a little fun one-off thing. But
It's not like they had him say, "What's so wrong with fucking fish?"
Yeah.
He said, "I really hate
I hate that rumor. Yeah. Yeah.
And how awesome is Jason Momoa to go along with that?
Oh, it's great.
Oh,
That was the greatest TV moment in history.
It was cool. I love seeing Jason Momoa show up in things. He's
We're a fan.
yeah, he's super fans of
I mean, like, you know, he had the power to like veto that if he wanted to.
Sure.
But he chose to go along with it.
How do they have a connection? Have Gunn and Momoa ever worked together before?
I think they're friends. I think I read somewhere that he sat down over lunch with Momoa and talked about it.
I'm sorry. I read a thing about this scene in particular, and basically Gunn said he wrote it and he put it in, and he wanted to see if it would get past the studio or whoever approves these things, and it went and made it past. And he was surprised, and so they made it happen. Basically, is what happened.
They give Gunn a lot of freaking leash to like do whatever he wants.
Well, he makes them a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. I mean, they got one of the most popular streaming shows on.
I
on
think
network right now.
it's like the most popular streaming show. But I mean, their audience growth over the course of the series just it kept on multiplying.
It's been a huge hit for HBO Max.
I mean, even somebody like me who did not like the first 3 episodes, and this show has slowly grown on me to the point where I'm like, yeah, that was better than I expected it to be, for sure.
Yeah.
And HBO looks for those like week to week things, kind of like how Game of Thrones was, where everyone would tune in week to week and it would be a water cooler show. And I think this kind of fit the bill because people would be talking about like, oh, did you see that dance number? And stuff like that.
I mean, that stuff helps. I mean, the dance is going viral. You see it.
Yeah, it's on TikTok. It's on TikTok right
socials,
now.
Yeah,
people are doing
it. Wouldn't shock me if we did one. We're not going to.
Shock me.
I want to do that dance.
I know you do. I know you do.
Oh, down the aisle.
3 years from now, when you don't get married. Okay,
no, I'm gonna have all you guys do it. With
no,
me.
you're not. I'm not gonna be in your wedding. I'm watching, and I'm gonna eat your food.
He's gonna live stream. All right, Vader. Let's do your final thoughts on this.
I still got.
Is there more?
We're not quite
a little
done.
bit more.
Oh, okay. I thought we were done. Go ahead.
All right. So as Vigilante escapes from the hospital, Harcourt recovers from her wounds. Diebeard goes back to work at the Belle Reve Penitentiary. Belle Reve Prison.
That works.
Leota is reunited with her wife, and Judo Master is saddened at the massacre of the butterflies as he eats his feelings with the help of hot Cheetos. And in the final scene of the season, Peacemaker sits on his front porch, feeding Goff the last of the amber fluid and hanging out with the ghost of his racist father as Eagly delivers a fresh kill to him.
But didn't we get a little hand-holding scene with him and Harcourt, or did?
Yeah.
He was helping her like recover from her.
He was in the hospital like every day, like kind of like keeping vigil over her, and she's like, I hear that you've been here for like weeks, and,
That was really
he's
sweet.
like, yeah, and
They had a little love connection.
you see like a little tear come down her cheek and stuff like that, and so like compare that to when they were first
at
in
the bar. Yeah. She hates him. Yeah, it's a man.
If you were in a hospital, I'd come.
I'm a little
I'd come sit at your bedside.
Would you really?
Yeah, I would never leave it.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd tell your wife to hit the road. I'm taking over.
okay.
Then you could hold my hand
You would
when you wake up.
wipe sweat off of your brow and hold your hand.
I wouldn't do any of those things.
He would give you sponge
I was
baths.
gonna say, like, would you watch like dinosaur movies with me?
Yeah. Watch movies with dinosaurs chasing children.
Yeah. If anything's gonna help him pull through, it's gonna be that.
Yeah. Put Jurassic Park on. That'll get him out of his coma.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Be like whisper in my ear, hey, Jeff.
I thought for sure.
Like, hey, Jeff Goldblum's here, man. You gotta wake up. Like, what?
You gotta pull through, man.
Yeah.
They want you to be in the next one.
Oh shit.
Anyway, Peacemaker and Harcourt, they're a thing
yeah.
now. Yeah. Are they?
No, I don't think romantically they're a thing.
I kind of think they are.
No, I think that, it was just something where like she came to appreciate him as like an actual friend.
I think there's probably room for it, but I don't see it just
Did you know
automatically
the actress who
becoming
plays
that.
Harcourt is actually James Gunn's
Yeah.
girlfriend?
Oh, I didn't know that. Some nice nepotism
It's
there.
who you know, bro.
Yep.
Who you know.
But what about? I love that scene with Judo Master where he's just like crying as he's eating his hot Cheetos at the massacre of the butterflies.
Why have we not bought any hot Cheetos and brought them into the podcast?
Because
I feel like we should have done that.
They're not that good.
They're not?
No,
Okay.
they're good. They're good on sushi, right?
I've never had them.
They're okay crumbled up on stuff, but also so is just hot sauce.
Yeah.
They're good with popcorn.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they are. So when Leota got back together with her wife, I for sure, like, I out loud was like, her wife's a butterfly, and I thought I was going to lead into something, but no, they were just making out.
Yeah,
and then I cut to the next scene, and I was like
in that scene, Jude was just like, she's gonna die. Something's gonna happen here.
something's going to happen. They're going to
set
leave
up
it.
the next season.
Yeah, I just thought it was going to like be left on a cliff note, but instead they wrapped everything up. I guess because they weren't certain that they were getting a season 2.
There was also that moment where Peacemaker's like, don't tell Vigilante, but after Eagly, you're my BFF.
Oh,
And Leota's just like, oh.
I like you too.
I still don't like Leota.
And Vigilante counts her as like his 5th best friend.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. It's like, you're my 5th best friend. Yeah, it's funny.
All right. My final thoughts on this. So it definitely has come around for me. I did not like the first 3 episodes. I might go back and watch them again to see if maybe they were just too much for me at the time and I needed to kind of just wade into this a little bit slower. That might be the case.
There was a lot that happened in those.
Those 3 episodes.
The first episode.
Those 3 episodes went freaking hard.
Yeah.
Like there was no room for freaking character development. It was all just freaking jokes in your face. And that's what I didn't like about it. I felt like after that point, they kind of took their time a little bit more and they had some more balance within the jokes and the seriousness. So the show grew on me and I enjoyed it. It's not my favorite show ever. I think a lot of people are overpraising it online and stuff. I think, it's the greatest show on streaming right now. I'm like, maybe because there's nothing else streaming
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite show ever, but I did enjoy it. It came around. I love the freaking final thing where the butterflies were all like super crazy leftists. And, we had to choose between like, okay, let's not go crazy right. Let's not go crazy left. Let's choose freedom. Let's choose, freedom of choice, freedom of everything. Just be yourself and make your own choices. I like that. That was perfect. Thank you for that, James Gunn.
I'm with you,
Vader.
No, I'm right there with you, man. I enjoyed the start of this series, I think, a little bit more than you did. I was pretty much sold from the get-go. But I like weird, crude humor. James Gunn, I think, is a funny guy. I'm the guy that likes the humor in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. So I get it. I think I have a weird,
tickles your fancy.
Yeah. I guess I like that kind of humor. It's funny, and I'm a Cena fan. I've always liked John Cena, even when he's wrestling. I like his characters. I know the dude can act. I mean, for what in his realm, his genre of acting, I don't think he's like a big drama guy, but he can probably pull that off too. It just depends on the role. So,
you ever seen Cock Blockers?
No.
Oh, he's so funny in that.
Yeah, John Cena is freaking hilarious in that show.
My hardest part about the whole Peacemaker character is that he's so crude. And John Cena in my head is Mr. World Record holder for the most Make-A-Wish Foundation wishes granted. It's way different dude, right? So
you can be the same dude.
Yeah, for sure. I have a lot of respect for the dude. He lives what he preaches, and I respect him. And I think John Cena is a cool guy, and I like his character, and I like the series. Okay. So yeah,
cool. Jude, final thoughts on the season?
I had a great time with it. At the beginning, I did not feel like you did. I felt like it was really startlingly funny. This last episode, I had an oh shit moment where I was like, oh man, are they going political all of a sudden? And like at the end of the season, and then they kind of like touched on it to let us know, like, we know it's there. And then how they ended it was just like, it was just such a breath of fresh air.
Cool.
Really appreciated it.
Like,
and it was fun.
Yeah.
The message really is, you don't need to go too extreme on either side of the political spectrum, right?
Yeah,
so,
we don't have to make everything
About
it.
Yeah.
We can just have fun. And
Cool.
that was great for me.
I agree. Kadish, final thoughts on the season?
So before I get to my final thoughts on the season, I want to talk about the final shot of this finale episode, which, in my filmmaker brain, like I was watching it a little bit different than you guys. So basically, it happens on the front porch of Peacemaker's trailer, which is painted as an American flag, right? And you have Peacemaker, who represents this kind of like extremist libertarian kind of point of view, sitting down with the leader of the far left and the leader of the far right on a porch as the symbol of America, a bald eagle lands in front of them. So you literally have the entire political spectrum in front of the American flag behind America.
Yep.
And it was kind of like an interesting symbolism in the sense that like it's very dark what he was portraying in that final shot, but it also kind of sums up what the entire message of the series is about, which was basically, it was this struggle between the far left and the far right against the center, because that's what Project Butterfly kind of represented in the course of the show. And so the political allegory for this series was kind of brought to a head in that final shot of this episode. And I just thought that was very interesting. It's those things that make James Gunn stand out as like more than just a movie maker, like someone like Zack Snyder, who just puts his symbolism right in your face. Like that's deep level stuff where if you're trained in film theory, you can see what he's doing and you can see the thought that he put into this, as opposed to the casual viewer who's just like, okay, well, it's his dad and it's the alien and it's his pet, so like there are deeper levels to this show that if you're looking for them, they're definitely there. And that's one of the reasons why I think I enjoyed this show so much, is because it's more than just a superhero show. There are layers to this show that, you can dive into if you really want to. And also the characterizations that are in this show are unlike anything that we've seen from the superhero genre yet. And it just makes it unique and it makes it fun. And so overall, like I found that this show was like better than probably anything I've seen in the last like 2 years from streaming networks.
Okay. Wow. What were you gonna say, Jude?
So you made me think of a really good point. Like the difference between this show, this show was about like America and peace, and this is what we stand for, without beating you over the head with it. And the difference between this show and Captain America and
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, yeah.
Captain Do Better.
Sorry, yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier, which
that
was the writing was lazy and sloppy and just so full with messages in every single fucking episode that it was exhausting. And the difference between these two, where this was fun and entertaining and funny, and you still got like all of the messaging as far as like, this is America and this is freedom and this is like the choices that we have, like you're going to destroy the planet and all of this stuff that's going on, which is valid, but we still stand for freedom, and all of this stuff that they portrayed. And they made clear, this is what we want. This is what we stand for. And maybe we're fucking up and maybe we're making the wrong choice, but we still stand by it. Like it got all of that across without it being so fucking exhausting. Well done.
It's
Right on.
Once you figure that out, right? It makes me want to give the series a second watch through
And see those deeper
and just
tones
so
that he was talking about.
so I can like rewatch and
Yeah.
pick up on some of the allegories and some of the messaging in the movie, because it's like Matt said, it's like, oh, we got aliens and we got Ku Klux Klan idiots and they're fighting each other and you got dumbass in the middle. Well, it's way deeper than that, and it's true. It makes me want to go back.
Yeah.
And ultimately,
And
it's kind of
rewatch
like
it.
a weird nihilistic take on America, like at the end, because like the story is painted in the extremes, right? There's no like true middle ground where like people come together and kind of like agree to disagree and accept the differences in thought and stuff like that. It's all like these extremes, and it's very dark if you think about it. And that's kind of like James Gunn's message. Like, this is not a hopeful series. This is a very like kind of like nihilistic take on America. And I think it kind of reflects his own kind of outlook, where everything is ridiculous, and because of that, we're all doomed.
And also at the same time, like, we all think that we're right, but nobody should have the power to make those decisions.
To force other people to agree with them.
Yeah.
All right. Real quick, I want to get everybody's thoughts on what they want from season 2. My only thing that I want, and that I felt like I was missing in this season, which, James Gunn is a good writer, there's no arguing that. But what I want to see in season 2 is I want to see Peacemaker become the leader that I wish he would have been in this episode or in this season. So I was really hoping at the end of the season finale and stuff that like Peacemaker would take on the role of the leader of this little squad that he has, but he didn't. It was hardcore, and he's still kind of like struggling with that leadership role that he should be a part of. And I feel like season 2, I would love to see him take on a bigger part as like the leader, the guy who's leading the charge on the next mission.
Giving the orders.
Yeah, giving the orders, having enough intelligence and to be able to put aside that like immature side of himself to be able to lead people. That's what I want out of season 2. I didn't quite get it in season 1, which is one of my critiques, but it is what it is.
Peacemaker's not a leader though. Like he's always been like a loner, but like he's not someone that inspires other people to follow him.
But that's what I want him to become though. I want him to become that character. I want him to be the one who's inspiring.
Why don't you ask him what he wants?
Who knows what we'll get in season 2. It's like we had a encapsulated story here.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you think about season 2,
who
knows?
Is there anything in particular that you want to see?
I have no idea what I want for season 2.
Okay.
I just want more fun story.
Okay.
Make us think about a few things like you did with this one by the end of it, and I'll be happy.
Okay.
Entertain me. Make me laugh.
Jude, do you have any things that you want to see in season 2?
I would like a new opening dance number.
Sure.
Okay.
And I want us all to learn it.
Okay. All right. Kadish, what do you want to see in season 2?
So, high on my wish list is a battle between Peacemaker and Kite Man. I would love to see that as opposed to just hearing, like the stories. I think it's going to be interesting because basically his dead father is going to constantly like be there because, it's something that's in his head now. I'd like to see the team get back together. I'd like to see Judo Master kind of join the team. I think that would be a lot of fun. There's going to probably be another like world-ending crisis that they have to like muddle their way through and solving, which I think would be fun. But I'd like to see more kind of obscure DC characters kind of make their way into the show and see what James Gunn's take on them is. But ultimately, I just want more of what we got here because the humor worked for me. The character interactions worked for me. I'd love to see more Vigilante. Like everything, everything that was in season 1, I just want more of.
All right, everybody, that's it for Peacemaker. Thank you guys so much for joining us while this show has been running week to week. Really appreciate it. We hope you guys enjoyed the episodes. Stay tuned. We're going to be doing some movie reviews coming up in the next couple of weeks. We've got the new Matt Reeves Batman movie coming out. Well, we're going to be reviewing that. And then once the new Paramount Plus show Halo comes out, that will take over as our week to week episode. So I hope you guys join us for that as well. We'll be doing breakdowns of that every single week here on the YouTube channel. Matt Vader, where can they find you on the socials?
You can find me at MattVader74 on the socials, mostly Twitter and Facebook, also Instagram, TikTok here and there. The one that starts with the T that I'm not going to speak of. I'm in the queue there, and in a Getter, wherever. I'm out there in places.
Cool.
Just come find me.
And you do Saturday morning live streams?
I do. I'm going to be playing some games on Saturday mornings. Yeah, just hanging out, chilling with the crew, and me and Matt and whoever else wants to join us in Discord chat. We talk and I play games.
Cool.
Just total chill stream.
Saturday mornings, 10-ish. Cool. Jude.
Pacific time.
Yeah, Pacific time. Yeah.
Where can they find you at?
Excuse me. You can find me at I am Juju on Instagram and TikTok. We're going to be doing trivia with our patrons once a month. We're going to do our first Patreon trivia episode is going to be about the Buffy the Vampire Slayer episodes that we did during the months of February and March. And then we're going to keep doing that based on our 4 legacy Patreon episodes. So come join the club at saltynerdclub.com and come do trivia with us.
Cool. Right on. Matthew Kadish, take it away.
You can find me at Matthew Kadish, Kadish on Twitter. KadishBooks.com takes you to my Amazon page if you want to check out my novels. And if you would be so kind to support the show by going to saltynerd.com/rate, RATE, and leave us a 5-star rating on Apple iTunes. We're trying to get 200 5-star ratings so we can be officially accredited as movie reviewers with Rotten Tomatoes. That will allow us to get, press screenings and press credentials and stuff like that so that we can bring you even more good content and also have people take us seriously as movie reviewers. So if you want to help out the podcast, just go on over to Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star rating. You don't need to write a review, just a rating, and we would really appreciate it.
Right on. If you take us seriously, leave us 5-star review.
Also, R to the Icky said that Vader is so nice. If Alex were in the hospital, Vader would cover Alex's gown and buttons.
Oh,
I bet he would.
just don't stick me with a needle in the skin. I don't like that. All right. All right, guys. If you want to join us on Discord, go to saltynerddiscord.com. It's a fantastic community. We have a ton of fun there. Like Jude said, we're doing trivia nights. On Monday nights, we do watch parties. It's a great community. We love having all these new people come in that are fans of the podcast. And we just talk about nerdy stuff and have a great time. It's an awesome place to be. It's my go-to social media app. That's where I'm at every single day. I check the chats. I welcome newcomers and have a ton of great conversations with people about various topics. So head over to saltynerddiscord.com and I'll see you guys there.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and you don't have to like pay for anything to come join us on Discord. You don't have to be a Patreon member. Just come and chat with us. We love it.
Exactly. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay salty, my friends.